With all serious and downright bad news that we've had this week, life can feel a little heavy at times. In this week's Minute with Drexel, News 5's Drexel Gilbert shows us how one local man decided to cope with the heaviness of life, and in doing so, left behind a legacy that you might call solid as a rock.
Hey y'all, it's been a week, right? So much going on here at home and around the country. I mean, the wildfires in California, let's face it, they're so hard and so sad to watch. The extreme cold weather in the Midwest and in the Northeast, oh my goodness, all the problems it's causing. And we've had our own problems related to cold weather. Sometimes all that bad news can just be a bit much. Well, let me introduce you to a man who found his own way of dealing with the bad and heavy news of life. His name is Kenneth Johnson, Reverend Kenneth Johnson. Brother Johnson, as he's known in Monroe County, Alabama, he used to go into a wooded area to pray for the people and the problems he encountered daily in his ministry. One day, while in those woods, he came across a fallen tree that he thought looked like an altar. So he knelt to pray, and as he did, he began to lay rocks on the log, each rock representing a person or a need. He told me that the simple act of putting a rock on the woodland altar helped ease the burdens for others that he carried in his heart. As the years went by, people far and wide learned of the prayer log and began making the trip into the woods to place their own rocks. When the log was moved to a more accessible location, they still came to pray and put rocks on the altar. Kenneth Johnson, affectionately known as Monroe County's pastor, died this week at the age of 94, and his death leaves a hurt in the hearts of all of us who knew him and of those who didn't know him, but who knew of his prayer log and who drove who knows from where to stop by and leave a rock and a prayer. Kenneth Johnson also leaves a legacy as a minister who put his faith into action, who loved the people of his county, and who reached out to those regardless of where they lived and what church they worshiped in. Brother Johnson suggested I start my own rock-laying habit to help ease the burdens of life. He said it didn't have to be a log in the woods. It could be a bowl on the patio. You know, I never did that, but I think I might now. You want to join me in that? I think it would make Brother Johnson, Monroe County's pastor, very happy. And that's your Minute with Drexel.
And the prayer log is behind the New Hope Church on Experiment Farm Road in Monroe County.